So, okay, so let's start with the left hand technique. It's less complicated than the right, and you're going to find that out soon. But with the left hand, I want to look at something about just relaxing the hand. So, for example, you must keep your wrist nice and loose, nice and relaxed. And now what we're going to do is we're going to apply that to the left hand side of the guitar, to our neck. So watch this. So, for example, I leave it nice and loose, and with that nice loose feeling, I bring my hand completely dead up to the guitar, and what I want you to do is, normally we use, a general rule is finger per fret, so we have, in other words, one finger here, one finger here, one finger here, one finger here, and the thumb is more or less in the middle of the guitar neck, so it's more or less in the middle. It moves a bit up and down, but not like this and not like that, and so in other words, avoid tension on that wrist. But what I want you to do first is to take off your thumb, so leave it off the thumb. But I want you to put your first finger on the first string, on that first fret, on the F. And I want you to actually really relax that hand, and as you play it, I want it to buzz. I want it to sound actually not very nice at all, because you should be using so little energy or force that actually it's completely dead. And then, it's a bit of a mental kind of thing, but I want you to try and apply very little strength or energy until you find the note, and then gradually you put the thumb back on. But it makes you realise that actually your thumb is really quite loose, so you're not grabbing the guitar like crazy. So I don't want you to kind of really get the tension in there, which is what happens with pretty much every student I've ever taught, is the tension in both hands is what actually holds them back. So I want to make sure that you try lifting your thumb off, and that you actually very gently, till it buzzes, until you find the note, and then you bring your thumb back on, and it's really, really light. And then, of course, same every single note that you ever play in your guitar life. And it's actually really, really tough to do. It's just a mental thing you've got to kind of work out how to do, but it's a brilliant exercise for relaxing that left hand. Okay, so position, make sure your knuckles are kind of straight to the guitar, finger per fret. But most of you have already played a bit of guitar, so you should be more or less okay. But make sure you don't do this, or don't do that. In other words, don't stress your wrist. I'm sure there are many other things we will say about the left hand, but for the moment, that's the basic position of the left hand.